Today is November the 24th. Happy Thanksgiving Day. Today, we see Jesus as prophet, priest, and king. Reading through the Bible in a year, I'd like you to read Hebrews chapters 7 through 10. In all of this section, it focuses on Jesus as priest. Jesus has already been identified as a messenger, as better than the messengers, the prophets of the Old Testament. Jesus is prophet. Jesus is king. And here in this section, Hebrews 7 to 10, we see him as priest. The first thing that happens is the author of Hebrews compares Jesus to Melchizedek. Now, there are reasons for this. After Melchizedek, when Israel had its own priests, they were to be born of a certain family. That family was not Jesus's family. He was not a Levite, but Melchizedek was also not a Levite. And so the author of Hebrews focuses on this historical figure of Melchizedek. Melchizedek was a priest of God Most High that's mentioned in Genesis 14 after Abraham rescues his nephew Lot from attacking marauders. He comes back, sees Melchizedek, and gives Melchizedek a tenth of all of his own possessions, a tithe, to praise El Elyon, God Most High. Now, the author of Hebrews mentions that, first of all, Melchizedek is not Levitical. Secondly, that Melchizedek became a priest by an oath. Now, Hebrews says this because of Psalm 110, verse 4. In Psalm 110, 4, as he talks about the divine council, the sons of God, he says Melchizedek is the priest of God because God by an oath made him a priest. Melchizedek is a priest before the law existed, and Melchizedek has no ancestry. We're not given the name of his father and mother or the name of any of his children. The same four things can be said of Jesus. Jesus is a priest after the order of Melchizedek. In chapter 8, the author of Hebrews goes on and says, Jesus is now our high priest, better than any other high priest, because Jesus himself was perfect. All of the other high priests needed to offer an offering for their own purification, not Jesus. But then in chapters 8 and 9, the author of Hebrews goes on to say, Jesus is not only the priest, he is also the sacrifice. In the Old Testament, the priest would accept the sacrifice that a sinner would bring and pray for that man's forgiveness. Jesus becomes the sacrifice for us. This sacrifice is given once for all. It doesn't need to be given repeatedly. One time is enough. The author of Hebrews identifies Jesus as prophet, priest, king, and sacrifice. A sacrifice that answers all of the needs that we have forever. Like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional on whatever platform you use to listen to it. Email your questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll see the author of Hebrews' final instructions.